You can't eat pizza?
I hate eating pizza now.
Why?
Because it always fucking bothers me after. Like,
I get mad heartburn with pizza.
Right.
You gotta eat like an antacid though.
But you shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, you shouldn't. There's something wrong.
That's what happens to me with milk, but it's excessive.
That always happens when it's not New York pizza.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy, Migs. I never thought of that.
Yo, for real. Yo, so many people try different pizza outside of New York, and they try to compare it. But when you really think about it, a lot of people be feeling some sort of way after eating pizza anywhere else. But New York pizza never does that to you.
That's funny because when I went on vacation, I never got heartburn. All I did was eat pizza in New York.
Yep.
I came
you don't
over
get
here.
heartburn from New York
crazy.
pizza.
I gotta test that out when I go back home.
Yo, dead ass. Yo, you know what's funny? Oh, wait, what's back home for you? Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx?
No, I'm talking about when I go back to Connecticut.
Oh, you go back to Connecticut. Okay, yeah. Tri-State area pizza is still close enough.
I'm saying out here, people eat like Pizza Hut and think that's good pizza.
I hate Pizza Hut.
Nah.
That's like, I'd rather have a frozen pizza.
Right.
Yo, ever since I moved out here, I've been saying this. Yo, a $1 slice back home in New York is better than a top end pizza slice out here.
Damn, that's crazy.
It is crazy because back home it's actually crispy, it's got form, and it's a thick pizza. Out here it's just they do all this extra shit on bread. Like it just feels like bread dough.
Yo, that's the same shit in Mass, bro. I have not found one fucking place in Mass that has good pizza.
That's the worst pizza I ever had in my life is when I went to Boston.
Bro, it's not even Boston. I'm not far from.
No, I'm just saying like
Connecticut though. I'm like 15 minutes out.
The worst pizza I ever had in my whole life. Even out here, they got better pizza than Boston. I couldn't believe it.
Now I gotta try Boston pizza because I want to see how horrible it is.
Bro, it's disgusting, bro. Mass pizza is thick. It's like super doughy. Mad cheese, barely any sauce, and it has no crisp whatsoever. It's like biting into bread.
You might as well just get a calzone.
Or a fried dough. That's what that is right there. Just fried dough with sauce and cheese. Yeah.
Or DiGiorno is better than that shit.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's what I said. I'd rather frozen pizza.
I was gonna say DiGiorno is better than that.
Yeah,
it is.
I could fuck with DiGiorno, but it still give me heartburn.
I would even go a step further and say I would rather Red Baron's than eat that pizza.
Yo, Red Baron's low key is underestimated. It's a good pizza.
It damn sure is. Their Supreme is amazing.
If you put it if you do it right in the oven, come out good.
Nah, even if you get the personal one and that has the heating plate and you throw it in the microwave for a little while.
Oh yeah, it makes it crispy on the edges.
So you want 8-piece mix with no wings?
Yeah.
You know what that does? They got fries, sandwiches.
My bad. I'm a fat nigga. I'm ordering food right now while we're on live.
It's a hungry ass family over there.
Hey, y'all, I feel you. Every now and then when we're live, I'm eating. So I feel
that's why I got the camera up. I'm cooking food right now.
I just finished eating.
Look at that. Yeah, we some fat niggas, but for a good cause.
I'm saying I don't even eat until like right now in the
They'll
day.
eat a piece of chicken and that's it.
That's funny you say that because the first thing I ate was that donut I was eating on camera.
That's crazy.
The first thing I eat all day. I don't know. I think as older I get, just my appetite is just leaving.
I had a little bit of leftovers from last night, but still, he said fried chicken spot that he's gonna go to. So I gotta get a bucket, bro. I gotta try it.
A whole bucket.
Is it a Kennedy's or like a Crown? What is it?
Nah, it's like a mom and pop spot. I think it's like a halal spot. I think. I'm not sure. I gotta ask him.
Mom and pop spots love giving
I
that
think he
extra
said
grease.
chicken and waffles, maybe.
When they say extra love, it's extra grease.
Fuck it. Sometimes the grease be tasting on point on them fried chickens. Yeah. Like I can't get the same grease that they serve you at the fucking Chinese spot where you could tell they fried some egg rolls and some shit in there. Like, nah, I need the straight I'm just frying chicken in this.
You ever
And
go to somebody's house that just use the cooking grease from the whatever meat they're using, and they use the cooking grease on the fucking rice. They put that shit on in the beans.
right, without
I
well, I don't know.
oh,
Sometimes
I
if it's
can't
fresh
do it.
oil and you just cook the meat in it, it's all right to use just a
No,
tiny bit in the beans.
I
That's
don't care. I don't care for it, but I don't want to see you do it. You were trying to say like,
yeah.
just give me the plate. I don't want to know how you went about making your food. Now, if I'm sitting and I'm watching you just throwing grease in all the other pots, it's the same fucking. I'm like, yo. Now, when I eat it, the whole thing in my mind is gonna be just oil, grease. This shit is all grease, and it's not gonna be enjoyable for me.
At least make it into a gravy. Like, come on, do something with it.
That's some Puerto Rican shit. They use the oil and the bean juice for gravy. Oh, you see that gravy?
Nah, I mean really make it into a gravy. Throw that bitch in a little bit of that in a pot. Throw some raw garlic in there. Maybe an onion if you want. Brown that bitch a little bit. Throw a cornstarch and water flurry in that bitch. You got a fucking gravy on your hands.
Yo, that sounds like sofrito without the cilantro. The way you like it.
Yeah, I do with parsley instead of cilantro.
Yeah,
Without
you
the
can use
recaito.
recaito.
That's what motherfuckers don't talk about.
But you know recaito is just a different form of cilantro.
Niggas,
Yeah,
I don't use recaito.
it's like
I
a
don't
green
use
pepper and a
recaito
red
either.
pepper. It's the same
I don't
shit.
use recaito either.
Because it's
Just
still
parsley.
cilantro.
Yeah, I can't fuck with that shit.
If you don't like cilantro, you're not gonna like cacao.
Nah, I can't. Just the parsley, and that's what nobody talks about. How parsley
I could make it for
enhances
you.
the flavor of what it goes on,
And
and
so does
everything.
oregano.
Cilantro and recao, it kills you. You just taste that.
No, I think it's just something with you. The cilantro gives mad flavor to food. It's just that maybe you.
Yeah, he's
there's
right.
something
It's
about
probably
you.
It gives the
Because
cilantro flavor.
oregano,
It don't complement the flavor of the food. It gives you
Yeah,
cilantro
they
flavor.
put too much cilantro. You just gotta put one or two stalks.
Nah, I
in that
can't.
shit. You
I
don't need
can't.
to
Even if you
Nah,
blend
that
it,
put
flavor,
five,
that
6
flavor
stalks.
stops.
yo,
It doesn't mix in.
let's say you use cilantro in your fucking sofrito, and then you make arroz con candules. I'm gonna know that in the recipe for that sofrito is cilantro, and I don't want your rice.
That's you're gonna taste the cilantro, but mine's preferably mine's is more peppery because I use different peppers. I use banana peppers, bell peppers, green, yellow, all the colors, and then I put onions, I put garlic, I put as well sometimes oregano in it. But
Oregano's not bad, but
you could
I tell
taste the cilantro, but mine is more peppery.
If you take the recao and the cilantro out of your sofrito and you put parsley in there with all the ingredients you just said, your
like
shit's gonna
parsley.
taste fucking amazing.
I can't because one of my sons is allergic to parsley, so I can't. So I gotta make it the normal way.
The way Jasmine makes the sofrito, my
We don't
nigga,
even have parsley in the house.
I'll take totones. I'm not totones, but I'll take tortilla chips and I'll dip it in the fucking sofrito and eat it like salsa. That's how banging that shit is.
When they make it, when I was younger, I used to hate it, but as an adult, I like that smell when you come in the house and they make it sofrito. I love that shit.
I love the smell of Spanish rice.
With it if you're using all that
nothing
stuff.
like Spanish rice. Keep your white rice. Bring the Spanish rice every time. Just saying. With gandules.
Nah. White rice is slept on. That's the undefined goat, my nigga. That's the unnamed goat.
Yeah.
Nah, I love white rice. I'm just saying.
I prefer to make my white rice with olive oil, though. When you make it with olive oil, it comes out more fluffy. When you make it with regular oil, that shit come out like.
So I don't use long grain rice. Do you use long grain?
Get the green sofrito with the recaito in it. Let it simmer a little bit in some olive oil.
I just use the rice my wife buys.
Yeah, it's probably what is it? Is the white bag the Carolina?
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, that's long grain rice. I don't fuck with long grain rice. If you get the yellow bag of Rico,
I know you're talking about.
Rice,
I fuck with Rico, but
the medium grain shit. Nah, you got to get the medium grain, bro. That's that's God rice, bro.
You know why I don't like it? Because when I see those shit small like that, I just be like, nah, it's too close to looking like an insect. I can't.
Nah, them shits. It's fucking amazing, bro.
I'll eat it if it's good. If it's good, it's good. Well, you know what I'm saying? If it's good, it's good.
I can't fuck with long grain rice at all.
When you come try my wife's shit, you gonna take that what you just said back. You gonna take all that back you just said.
He gonna take all of it back. He's like, hey, yo, mister, I want a refund on this rice. Now you don't get it. This is long grain. I don't want that shit. I don't want that shit.
So what's the topic for today? Where we going? What we getting into?
Oh, we were talking about long grain rice.
That's the topic for today. Shit. It's gonna be a short podcast.
We're talking about sofrito.
I was gonna say, did we get to the topic yet?
Nah, I'm sorry. We're talking about food, and I'm still talking about food off camera.
Yeah.
Nah, I just left for a minute.
Yeah, where's the segue into it? Like we just.
So the segue is me channeling a fat nigga, and on this episode, we talking about channeling Carla Rueckert and the Book of Ra. Stay tuned. It's too fucking silent for this intro. I gotta change that.
What the hell's going on?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to
your favorite rapper's favorite podcast.
See, this is why I like your show. You're very charismatic. You know the right things to say.
You can't go wrong with corn nuggets. Welcome to the Break Room, the podcast that comes to you live every Friday night with food orders, gritty banter, great tangents, and the best topics on the internet today. How y'all doing tonight, my guys?
Did you say corn hub?
I said corn nuggets.
All right.
They're actually like corn filled.
Wait,
Yeah,
you
they
say
are.
you
The
built
big.
like a
You never
corn
had
nugget?
one?
What?
I didn't say I was built like a corn nugget, motherfucker.
Oh, I can't tell, bro. I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about.
All right, I'll send it to you.
I hope you're not corny.
You want the corn nuggets and the 8 piece.
Corn nuggets and the 8-piece.
No wings.
No wings.
Gizzards. Get some gizzards.
Well, you could get some wings in there now because they're not going to eat the fucking chicken. They're getting their own shit.
Oh. So who doesn't like wings then?
Is that they're fat, so if I just get a couple wings in there, there's not going to be enough big chicken for everybody.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mute that. I apologize.
Nah, when you eating, it sounds like you just eating for you. Nigga. Talking about we can't feed everybody.
Nah. 'Cause look, if I get a bucket of chicken, right, and they give me, let's say, 2 wings, and it's an 8-piece, then I only technically really got a 6-piece. Because 2 wings is not going to fill anybody up with
Oh yeah,
nothing.
no, fuck those wings. Wait, where are you getting chicken from?
Some halal spot.
Yo, tell them only that
Nah, it's all right. You can give me a couple wings now because they're getting their own food. I'll share the bucket with the 2 little ones.
Yo, legs and thighs, bro. Thighs save lives.
Thighs do save lives. I like the breast in a bucket, but not a lot. I have to have like gravy or something with it because it has a tendency to be dry sometimes.
That's super fat. Damn. That's
What,
fat.
gravy?
Terrible fatness.
Yeah, the South Duck did me over, bro. Once I went out there, it was over.
You was in Florida too, like it's the South, I guess.
I mean, it's the deep South.
No, it's not Florida, it's Florida.
If you was in North Florida, I guess you could say that, but you're like in what, Orlando?
Central. Yeah, pretty much.
That's Disneyland.
I mean, I can see that. But nah, the food,
that's Disney
the
World.
food wasn't Disneyland, bro.
Disney World, Disneyland, Disney.
No, Disney
Africa.
World is in California, I believe. Disneyland is in Orlando.
I don't know.
No, Disney World is in Orlando. Disneyland is in Cali. I've been to Disney World.
Don't make me have to ask Siri.
I'm
So
pretty
ask
sure
that
May's
bitch. I ain't
right.
scared of her.
I'm
Hey,
pretty sure
Google.
you're right though.
Where is Disneyland located? Yeah, you're right. Disneyland is in California.
Disney World came first, right?
Yup, Disney
Right.
World came first, and I think somewhere in the early 2000s is when they finally built Disneyland in Cali.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you tell me about the
That's
happiest
right.
place on earth, man. I've been there. And that's
I've
why
never
I'm
been
so
there.
depressed because I can't go
But
there.
yeah,
Right now.
putting gravy on the fried chicken that's like
Oh damn,
arm
that took the
fat.
combo to the next level. Hell, gravy on chicken?
I mean, fuck it. It's the gravy and the mashed potatoes you
No,
gotta throw on.
I'm saying even though you were saying if you ain't got no sides, you'll use the gravy on the chicken. Like damn, that's fatness.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, though.
That's next level fat.
I might do that this weekend.
Yep,
It's
that sounds
good.
like a plan.
You gonna love it.
It's a great holiday tomorrow, so
What? There's a holiday tomorrow?
there's a holiday tomorrow, sir.
Yep,
His day
What
off.
holiday is that?
it's worldwide.
Oh,
Tomorrow's my
420.
anniversary.
That's a
420?
wild day to have an anniversary. Damn.
Yep, that's
Right?
my anniversary too. Me and my girl.
16 years.
Wow.
Damn.
Hey, Mikey.
What's up, Mike?
What it do? What it do?
So let's get into what we're talking about because we're just gonna keep talking about food, and I feel fat already. Can't
I'm
wait
eating
to
it.
get
I'm
this.
eating now, so I'm trying to get it out the way.
Ain't no getting it out the way. I'm gonna eat that fucking chicken.
Hello.
There. But
Put the
before we
fan on
do
there.
that, won't you watch this?
Mama.
This might sum up exactly what we're talking about today.
In the 1980s, Don Elkin, a professor of physics and engineering, held a series of sessions where he interviewed a collective consciousness or group of entities named Ra that communicated through a series of channeling sessions with Carla Rueckert as the medium. The resulting material is known as the Law of One or the Ra material. Ra refers to a group consciousness or social memory complex that is said to have originated from a distant planet in our galaxy. According to the teachings of the Law of One, Ra is a sixth density being that has evolved beyond physical form and has merged its consciousness with that of its entire social memory complex. According to Ra, their purpose was to share knowledge and understanding of the nature of reality, the purpose of existence, and the path of spiritual evolution. They claim that all beings are interconnected and part of a single, infinite consciousness, which they refer to as the One Infinite Creator. Ra proclaimed that the universe is an expression of the One Infinite Creator, and all things are interconnected. They describe reality as being composed of multiple dimensions, with our physical reality being just one of many. Ra explains that each individual has a unique path of spiritual evolution that involves balancing and integrating the polarities of light and dark, positive and negative. The goal of spiritual evolution is to become one with the One Infinite Creator, achieving a state of harmony or oneness. Ra emphasizes the importance of the Law of One, which states that all things are one and that each individual is a part of the larger whole. The Law of One emphasizes the importance of free will and encourages individuals to take responsibility for their own spiritual growth and development. Ra also emphasizes the importance of service to others, which involves putting the needs and well-being of others before one's own. Service to others is seen as an essential aspect of spiritual evolution and is a key component of the Law of One. Ra explains that the process of spiritual evolution involves cycles of incarnation and learning, with each lifetime offering opportunities for growth and development. They also describe the concept of densities or levels of consciousness, with each density representing a higher level of spiritual evolution. Ra emphasizes the power of thought and the importance of maintaining a positive and loving mindset. They suggest that our thoughts and intentions can have a significant impact on our experiences and the world around us. Overall, the Ra material presents a complex and multifaceted view of the nature of reality and the process of spiritual evolution. While the teachings can be challenging to understand and incorporate into everyday life, They provide a unique perspective on the interconnectedness of all things and the potential for personal and collective transformation.
So 2 things real quick. Miguel, you could just thank Mikey Audio. You don't have to put a comment on there, right? You're on the
Well,
show.
the lady was talking, whoever that chick or that bitch. I didn't want to say it in the middle while she was talking. Yo, what up, Mikey? I ain't rude. What's poppin', Mikey? Thank you for joining us.
You said whoever that was, that bitch.
Now, have you guys heard of it? Was AI.
Okay.
Have you ever heard anything about Carla Rueckert and the raw tapes?
No, but I was looking into some of it. It sounds like, to me, it kind of sounds like some glorified yin and yang. I don't know. It's a little fishy to me.
Well, what do you feel is fishy?
It sounds like
an Egyptologist.
Well, first they all right. Let me go back and read a little bit onto her bio so you get an understanding of how it even took place. Because they didn't just get together one day and say, "Hey, we're gonna channel and see what we get." By the way, you guys let me know at the end of this episode if you feel like channeling kind of sounds like demonic possession to you, because it does to me.
okay.
So Carla Rueckert.
Hey, it was crazy you say that too, but we'll get to that later.
Right, because that shit is bananas. Carla Rueckert McCarthy was born July 16, 1943 in Lake Forest, Illinois. She completed her bachelor's degree in English literature at the University of Louisville in 1966 and earned her master's degree in library service in 1971. She served as a librarian and bibliographer. I don't know what the fuck I seen there. To college and school libraries for 6 years. She was a mediator with the group Don started in the early 1960s and became partners with Don in 1968. And in 1970, she turned full-time to assisting Don with his research, and together they formed LL Research. 1974, she began channeling and continued increasingly in the effort until she was stopped in 2011 by a spinal fusion surgery. In addition to channeling, she read and obstructed books. All right, well, let's skip that real quick, because where is it? Where is it, mother bitch? All right, here. So I was up to that. Whatever. She abstracted books and periodicals and did correspondence and writing for Don. As a result of their work together investigating UFO contacts and abductions, they published Secrets of the UFOs in 1977. However, the first book that they wrote as soon as they got together in 1968 was The Crucifixion of Esmeralda Sweetwater, which was not published until 1986. She wrote a channeling handbook in 1987, a Wanderer's Handbook in 2001, channeled the Book of Days, channelings from the Holy Spirit in 2007. Those are just her accolades. I'm not going to keep naming those. Where it started was them investigating UFO contacts and abductions. From there, they started going into channeling. They were doing research on channeling, and she started channeling with them. When she started channeling, really is she started teaching people to channel to get to that place, because she didn't really get to the place of channeling yet. When she started teaching them is when she started channeling. Right there, the first session where she was trying to teach somebody, Ra came through. Amun-Ra, the Egyptian god of, I think, sun.
Okay.
He came through and he started to talk through her, which is what channeling is.
Yeah.
So it says, during 4 of these 37 years of channeling, Carla served as the instrument for the Ra contact, which she would first be published as the Law of One books. So, 87, she married Jim McCarthy, and together they continued the mission of LL Research with Carla at the helm. Carla passed into larger life on April 1st, 2015. Bro, that's fucking crazy. I feel like a dickhead because I'm going to be honest with you. I was going to try to get Carla on the show. I didn't even know that she passed in 2015. All the shit that I've seen, this is the first thing that said she passed in 2015. That's bananas. Maybe she was trying to channel through me. Who knows? Where the fuck? Oh, y'all go. Y'all gorging your faces without me? That's fucked up.
No.
Yeah, my face is here, but I'm eating, so you know I don't like to eat on camera. But
I said you're gorging your face.
That's what I'm doing.
It's all good. Where the fuck was I? I think I got a video here for that.
Charlie is definitely fucking some sort of possession. You allowing some entity to possess you, which is kind of crazy.
Let me see if this is the video that was the next one.
Since the dawn of humanity, there have been tales of mystics and magicians living in secret because of their power.
So I think this is the one that's going to explain what channeling is.
Since the dawn of humanity, there have been tales of mystics and magicians living in secret because of their powerful and unexplainable gifts. Various skeptics throughout history have put these people into different categories: freaks, heretics, possessed, witches, fortune tellers. The list goes on and on.
Somebody's always a freak when they can do something that somebody else can't.
Humans accessed and expressed this information from beyond their senses.
I believe in that.
Several forms of channeling have been developed and practiced.
We're more than our physical brain, that we have access to much more than we think we do. And it shows up in these different ways that are often unique to the individual who's doing it.
We have a number of clairs, the word clair meaning clear in French.
But you hear that all the time, that we haven't
meaning those people who have a real skill with being able to visualize or see images. My favorite is claircognizance, clear knowing. That, I think, is really the hallmark of the oracle, because it is receiving that divine Sophia oracle wisdom, getting it stimulated within yourself, and then delivering it out to others.
As human beings, we are actually born with our clairsenses, like clairvoyance, the ability to see subtle energy, clairaudience, the ability to hear subtle energy. Mental mediumship is another word for claircognizance. This is your ability to tune into, let's say, cognitive information, and that's information that is organized, that it's directed, that it's like communication, mathematics, maybe even geometry, positioning of things, spatial positioning, that you're getting this information in. Now, when you receive this information in, you still have to translate it. So maybe you're getting a mathematical model and you know nothing about mathematics. So you're channeling this information through writing down the metaphors of what's coming through. And ultimately, that's what channeling is this claircognizance. You become this open conduit of receiving subtle information that your mind, your brain connection is interpreting that as linear information. And then it comes through as a conversation. It comes through as automatic writing. You become the medium for which that information flows through. You become that channel for which the information comes through.
Because if that shit don't sound like demonic possession to you, I don't know what will.
They just try to make it sound pretty. That's more like, let's say, mathematical information. It's all mathematical. All information and all and energy, all that shit is all mathematically based. Math is a human construct. So what he's talking about, he's just trying to make it sound pretty. It's not the way he's trying to make it seem. I think it's more simple than what he's trying to make it seem like.
Well, apparently that's what Carla Rueckert did. And she was able to channel Amun-Ra. And through that, she wrote the Ra material, the Law of One. And it's channeled communication with the sixth density social memory complex that calls itself Ra, who claims to earlier have been an ancient astronaut in the times of ancient Egypt, channeled through the medium Carla L. Rueckert in a trance. The curious exchange was with UFOologist, pilot, engineer, physicist Don Elkins, together with Jim McCarthy, who transcribed the recorded discussion, began in 81. The Ra channeling endeavor ended in 84 with Don Elkin's suicide. Though the remainder of the trio, with others over the years, have continued to channel their other invisible alien friends, those of the fourth and fifth density. Their organization is called LL Research, Love and Light in their channeled terms. The later books of the raw material are called the Lore of One. Whole material was the form of 106 transcribed sessions of questions and answers between Ross speaking through Rueckert and Elkins asking questions. The answers were delivered in a slow, even-paced monotone manner with a very unusual, complex, and somewhat pedantic of the word usage. I need to bring this text a little. There we go. To their credit, LL Research, while not exactly champions of the scientific, I need another shot. Scientific method, distanced themselves from the conspiracism of and rampant grifting and much of the modern New Age, including a part of those who draw upon their work as a David Wilcock. Their view in the conspiracism is negative, as it shatters common understanding and divides people. So in that shit, right, Ra claims to be congruent with the Ra of the ancient Egyptians, naively helping Egyptian civilization out by sharing crystal healing technology. And while the building of the Giza pyramids, they gave on helping humans. They gave up on helping humans and left after seeing those at the top of the human societal ladder hodged all the fruit of those efforts, but said, "Where the fuck?" Add in the middle of the fucking page. Only after 15,000 years between the construction of the first and last of the pyramids had passed, or longer, beginning with Ra's initial forming by thought of the Great Pyramids around 4000 BCE, the sudden appearance of which was a really big surprise to the Egyptians, according to Ra. The first appearing to the Egyptians in the skies, the Egyptians were more in tune. So he claimed through Rueckert that he's the god Ra from the Egyptians, Amun-Ra, and he helped build the pyramids, gave them crystal healing technology, and stopped helping the humans after he noticed that the society, the people that stood on top of society, like now, the fucking elite, were just doing shit for themselves.
Yeah. I was about to say, you say you had healing crystals. And, the Egyptians were known for dying mad early. They were dying in their 40s and their 50s. So, I don't think them crystals work real good.
They probably does work good, but when you're abusing your body to try to build structures that aren't humanly possible at that time, which they are humanly possible, but I don't think they were humanly possible without the efforts of otherworldly beings. Yeah. Dre the Immortal.
No, Dre is immortal. I don't know. I heard he likes pizza, so he's not immune. He likes garlic, so that doesn't work. So he probably is.
I think
I don't know. Wait, what the
my thing is, I want to know if she was channeling Ra, what did she learn from him? What was the purpose of Ra channeling through her? What was he trying to do? Just make a conclusion of what happened?
So really what it is that
it's nothing to learn.
Yeah,
what was the enlightenment of being connected with Ra? Because if you practice that much,
his teachings really are to tell you that you are one with everybody and the universe and everything in it.
Yeah, that's Taoism.
Well, it's one thing that you are one with the universe, but how do you become one with the universe? Because
you
I know
are one with the universe, right? So what's the point of having somebody tell you become one?
Well, but
I just want to know the purpose of why he used her to channel. Was he trying to make a conclusion of what happened in Egypt? Or
Are
was
you
he trying
No,
to
asking
he
get
was
why
giving
her?
it. He was giving an understanding of what happened in Egypt and why they pulled out and
Right.
didn't keep helping
okay?
humans from
Okay,
then on.
okay, but then so what was so that's why they channeled through her.
So it's good to mention right now that she wasn't the one originally trying to channel when they were doing this. It
Yeah, it
was
just
a
came up.
whole shit ton of men that were trying to channel at the time, and she just so happened to be the first female to try to channel with them. And when she
And it
was
worked better.
right, it worked better. She was a better. They found that
She's a
females
better
are better
host.
conduits for that than
Typical
men
for
are.
witchcraft.
So they say.
I can see that. I can see
No,
that.
it's not so they say. It's definitely a thing for channeling. Like when we talk about the whole channeling thing, right, and using people as vessels. Think about
Right.
the music business. Think about the music industry, and think who are the two best channelers and vessels of music right now in the whole
Beyonce,
world.
Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Bingo. And you could also even say Beyonce, Taylor Swift, as
Yeah, I
like
Right.
was gonna say Taylor Swift.
women.
I can see that.
Most of the most famous musicians really in history are all like pretty much always singing and women.
Yeah.
And rappers are like a different kind of vessel that they are used for channeling, but usually
It's
women
I
are
feel
what
like
you
women
see.
will probably be a better vessel for certain things because I would think to myself that most people that let's say back in the day who started meditation, who started looking for anointment, looking for the purpose of life, most of them were male scholars. There was always a
Yeah,
woman. There was always a woman, yes.
but like Jay said, the men are gonna try to figure it out first, and then they're gonna keep failing, and then
Okay.
a woman will do it, and she'll do it at a higher level because women are more prone and susceptible to that kind of otherworldly energy.
Yeah. That I understand. I understand.
Like I said, it's called witchcraft for a reason.
Right. Now I got the first half of the tapes when she was trying to channel. I haven't watched it yet because I just found it before we went on, so we could watch it real quick and skip through it. But it says here, let's go back a little bit.
The Rock.
Using a form of
the raw contact, right? All the credit for this goes to whoever got this on fucking YouTube. Who is it? Our research. So it is them. It's the.
You are listening to a cassette recording of a channeling session
January
from the Raw
15th,
Contact,
1981.
a
The
series of
Raw
106
original recording.
sessions that were
Raw
conducted
Contact
between
original
1981 and 1984, using a form of tuned trance telepathy. Throughout these sessions, a group of
Any day
entities
now, guy.
identified as Ra shared information
You taking that
regarding the
long,
Law
Ra?
of One, spiritual evolution, and a variety of esoteric topics through a series of questions and answers.
Is this for
The
real
full
right now?
text transcript.
Do y'all hear anything?
I can hear her say hi.
Oh,
I
see,
just
I
heard
don't hear.
that too.
I didn't even hear anything. So hold on. Let me go back real
And a
quick.
variety of
I think
esoteric
that's on my
topics
end.
through a series of questions and answers. The full text transcript of these recorded sessions can be read for free
Yep,
at
that was my end.
lmaresearch.org, where you can also learn more about this audio and its origins. This recording is intended for personal study and is not available for commercial use.
Echo chamber.
Whatever.
Wish to use this audio in any other way.
I don't know what you said there. I didn't get that part.
It's like Malcolm in the Middle. That is just hilarious.
Let's skip on a little bit.
You gotta speak that slow to
Fast
Rob.
forward this shit because I'm about to die.
You could just read it because everything she's saying is right there.
Well, I just wanted you guys to hear how it comes through. So when she's channeling,
hey,
this is how
Jay,
it
I
comes
feel
through.
you want to like show us how it was done, but she's gonna take 38 minutes to get that shit done.
That one paragraph,
and that barely looks like 5 paragraphs.
That was hilarious.
She's not the only person that channels nowadays, and let me give you a visual of what it looks like.
Not anymore. She dead.
Well, you're right. You guys ever heard of Daryl Channel?
He said she died like what 2017, 2015?
2015.
Right.
Oh damn, she been dead.
You guys ever heard of Daryl Channels? I mean Daryl.
I thought you were say Daryl Strawberry.
Say that again.
I was like, hey, I know. Did I told you about the time I met Daryl Strawberry?
Nah, you didn't.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you that story.
Did he have a line of coke in his nose when you met him?
The nigga was looking at me like I had an 8-ball for him. I was like, hey, bro.
He sniffed the line between first and third base.
Listen, I was this was when I was in college. I was in college and he was looking at me like he knew me, and I was like, wait a second, I know who that is. That's Daryl Strawberry. He kept. I was like, yo, what's up? He was just staring at me like, the fuck, I don't know you like that.
He's like, yo, you know what to get, bro?
Yeah, man. I was like, I don't got nothing for you, dog.
So this guy named Daryl, a guy named Bashar. So I'm gonna show you this visual real quick so you can see kind of how other people do it. Now I don't know because they didn't play the beginning. You heard how she was talking. So I don't know the process of what she did to get into the channeling.
She was on
but
DMT.
I don't know. Hold on. Just watch how this guy does it.
All right, guys. Thank you for being here. Have fun. I will see you later. Bye-bye.
Channels Bashar.
Hi, Daryl.
What's going on, Dad?
All right, I'll say good day to you this day of your time. How are you all? All right, thank you. First and foremost, we thank each and every one of you individually and again.
Were you guys able to hear that? Because I switched devices to come out here real quick.
That shit was.
I just heard him breathing.
What the fuck? Why can't
all of a sudden he just started talking.
He was breathing hard as fuck. Like he had one of them ASMR fucking mics.
Nah, he was breathing hard like he was holding in the shit before. He forgot to go take a shit before.
Right.
It sounded like the predator was living in his throat. He kept up. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, he did a lot of preparation just to sit there and grunt and make noises.
But then, I don't understand when he started talking. Was that Bashar?
Yeah, when he started talking again, that his eyes were closed and his posture was upright, that was Bouchard.
Do you think a good actor could just?
Yeah. I mean, of course, bro. Anybody could act and fake anything. The question is if you believe it.
Yeah, but he didn't do anything. All he did was just sit there for a second and then realign himself. It's not enough proof that he's speaking with something or a greater entity, or with oneness.
And then his greeting was like, "Why would he talk to us like that?"
Yeah, right. You're not trying to sell us on something. Hey, good afternoon. How you guys doing? Well, we didn't come here for that.
But his speech was a lot faster than what Carol's was.
Yeah, He obviously has a better way of doing it.
Is it a better way, or is it a different type of being he's channeling?
It's definitely.
That felt like a Dr. Phil version of it. Like everybody's looking rather than like in the room with.
It's funny that you said Dr. Phil, because the clip that I had to show you another example of channeling, I can't fucking find it. But it was one from back in the day. Oh, it was an Oprah thing. When I get back to the laptop, I'll see if I can find it. But it was one from Oprah back in like 92 or some shit like that. Where she had this white lady on that was channeling, and she did almost the same thing that Daryl did.
Yeah, we gotta see it.
Well,
you sure
I don't think like an ancient entity would have a modern day accent. No, would it have like? Would it be able to talk English the way we talk English? Would it not talk in its native tongue?
Well, it's channeling through somebody that knows English. So whether it translates fully itself to the person that it's channeling, or it's only being translated because it's in that vessel.
Okay, so that makes a little sense. Because at first I'm like, would it not have a deeper voice or higher voice? It should have a more articulate vocabulary as well. Don't you think? I don't know.
Well, other videos of Daryl channeling Bouchard, he speaks very proper.
Okay.
So with the whole thing with Carol, though, Rob basically taught us or tried to teach us or make us aware of the 8 densities of the world.
You mean
Density.
densities? What was that?
No, density.
Yeah, that's what dimensions or what?
No, not dimensions, but I'm glad you said that because this next video is going to explain the difference between a dimension and a density.
What's the difference between a dimension and a density? A dimension is essentially how much you can perceive about your given reality, the universe that is around you. And the more that you expand your awareness, the more of that reality you become aware of. Now, all of these realities, all of these dimensions always exist. It's just that we aren't able to perceive them all yet. In the first dimension, you start off with just a flat line. In the second dimension, you move into a square. And in the third dimension, now you're getting into 3D shapes. We live in the 3D world right now. We have physicality. Then you move into the fourth dimension. This is a depiction of what a fourth dimensional shape would look like. Einstein theorized that the fourth dimension was all about time. Another way to look at the fourth dimension is through energy, through frequency, and recognizing that we are all energetic beings. In the fifth dimension, you're aware of the interconnectedness of all things. You're aware
All the credit goes to this lady on TikTok.
Now.
I don't know who she is, but thank you.
Focus your attention to the specific reality that you want to experience. Now, here in the 3-dimensional world, we talk a lot about the fact that we're ascending into the 5th dimension. And we are getting glimpses into that 5th dimensional space where timeline collapses, or you can astral travel, or you can peer into other realities, but we're not able to hold it for very long because the majority of the collective is still based in the 3-dimensional world. But as we begin as a collective to raise our vibrational frequency and expand our consciousness, more of that next dimension is going to become available to us. Densities, on the other hand, are more about you, your body, and whatever spiritual growth you're going through at the time or in that specific density. This is from the Law of One. If you haven't read Ra's work, they are amazing. It starts with the first density, and that would be
and
rocks,
we're going to get straight into the densities of what they say on how you transcend or whatever the fuck. I got another video for that.
The second density, that's plants, it's animals. This is about growth.
I'm still trying to figure out how to go Super Saiyan.
The third density, and this is where we reside.
I think going Super Saiyan has a lot to do with these densities.
I think, therefore, I am. Fourth density, this is the density
that's why I mentioned it.
Love.
It's supposed to be like a mental existence.
And pull
mental state you
love
can get
into
to.
one's conscious awareness. Think Jesus. Fifth density, now you're getting into wisdom, an expanded level of consciousness and beginning to really see the unity and the oneness in all things. As you get up into the sixth dimension, now you're losing polarity.
Because
Right?
that's
Positive,
really what they're
negative,
trying to
light,
teach
dark.
you. The law of
You're
one is
just
that
seeing
you are
everything
everything and
as
everything is you.
one. And when you get up into the seventh density, you are pure light and you fully understand that everything is one consciousness, that everything is happening now, and that you're experiencing everything all at one moment. I was just going to let this explanation stand on its own, but Erixum is here and has something to say. They're like twitching the throat, so I'm going to bring them in and see what they have to
No,
say
this is
about
where I turned this
dimensions
off because this
versus
bitch thinks she's
densities.
channeling somebody, and this is the fakest one I've seen so far.
Your understanding of
Wow,
your
how fake.
place in the
Your
dimensional world and
understanding.
in these densities shall become more clear to you.
Into it.
What's
While
the
everyone
difference
else had
between
took some time.
I can speak like that too, me immortal.
And see, you know what's really funny about seeing the videos of people doing that shit is like think about when Wayne and Jay-Z rap, how people say they would just go in the studio and they don't even have to write anything down. They just got their bars in their brain.
Right, it's
And
like
they just
something just
start
takes over
spitting.
them, and right.
And like how somebody could make music and they just get in the studio or they just hear a beat. That makes way more sense for channeling than somebody saying, I'm gonna just sit in front of y'all and all of a sudden I got somebody channeling through me. Like, what are you
Right.
talking about? You look crazy.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
goofy.
What you're talking about is like flow state. When you get in the
Right.
zone.
But see, like, in order for you to
That's
get in a flow
achievable.
state, but it's crazy for somebody to get in a flow state like that, just randomly. Like you
Yeah.
kind of have to do something to get in a flow state.
Yeah,
Like
it,
Right.
they
it has to
say,
do with momentum. Yeah.
right, but how you get momentum out of nowhere?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got to start it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
she totally was full of shit. Because
Yeah, she was full of shit. I
it
believe
sounds like
Duchar more than I believe her.
I
she
believe all of
sound
them was full of shit with the ones you showed, to be honest, because it's like how you just get somebody, how you get a entity to possess you and go and channel through you just like that
Right?
like
Like they knew you was
out of
gonna be on
nowhere,
TikTok.
I
yeah,
get it. I get it.
like they're hovering over you all the time.
like you got them on
Honestly,
demand.
I don't. The one that I would, if the fucking the speech wasn't so slow, but I guess I can see why it would be slow, seeing as that it's coming from other densities. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not like radio waves, or maybe it is like radio waves that if you're not close enough, that it distorted or it comes off kind of twisted the connection.
Trouble.
But
That makes more sense, yeah.
if you look at our graphic from today, she's laying down with something over her head, and I'm pretty sure that's something in her ears. You know what I mean? So she's completely blocked off from the world around her. Her
So
Sensory
senses are
deprivation.
blocked off, and
yeah,
she's
sensory
more
deprivation.
right.
That's what she's
Pretty
doing.
much, without the tank.
Yeah. Yeah, because you could do it with water. You just gotta find the right temperature water and just lay in that bitch.
And you got to submerge yourself up to where your ears are, so you can't hear nothing except just water.
Or just earplug it.
Yeah, you can
Yeah, you
earplug
can do
it.
that. Or earplug, yeah.
Right.
It's like that. That's funny. You said fucking Super Saiyan because the deprivation tank kind of sounds like the
Hyperbolic time,
the
I just
hyperbolic
thought
time
about that
chamber.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the capsule. I
Capsule.
mean, yeah, but the deprivation tank does work wonders on the body, especially for pressure points, releasing toxins, and like connecting with a deeper state of mind for like meditation.
it's supposed to do well for mental health as well.
Yeah. If you
We
stay
all
in there
need a time to
if
just
you
be away from
stay
everything.
in there too long, you start to hallucinate as well.
That's why they tell you not to eat hallucinogenics and go in there. But I gotta tell you, eating some mushrooms and going inside a deprivation tank sounds very tempting.
Oh yeah,
Nah,
I'd
Uh,
cause
fuck
you
with it.
gonna have a bad trip.
Because a deprivation tank, you're gonna hallucinate regardless. You're gonna get in there, you're gonna start seeing
True.
shit. And
Well, it depends on your mental state though. Like if you're just being
nah,
adventurous, it
it's
might work
gonna
against you. If you're if you're mentally prepared because you're used to those things, you might come out with a different experience than somebody else spazzing. I remember seeing something like that.
we could all just go to Arizona where Miguel lives and find a fucking Native American shaman, sit in the fucking ayahuasca tent with him.
Get some better peyote.
That's not funny. We do have those guys out here.
I know you do.
We probably do.
I'd rather do
If you drive in certain areas of the desert, you'll see some shit set up out there, knowing that somebody lived there or they practice some shit. But it also makes sense because being in like in a barren land where there's nothing around you, no distractions, no worry of distracting of other human life, it has to be a mental thing. You're doing something out there where you need that to help you connect and tap in.
Now I'm gonna move on to kind of what Rob was getting at with the whole law of one thing. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you the example of the 8 densities right now because I want to.
Before you get into that, when she was talking about the densities, it reminds me a lot of like the Taoism. Like Taoism is all about all is one and one is all. You have to reach a certain. It's going through the chakras. The chakras have different things. You see how she was saying, "Oh, this is the plants, this is the water, this is that," and then you go up all the way to anointment. That's what Taoism is, and some portions of Buddhism. So that's why I'm like, oh, it kind of sounds like a ripoff of Taoism.
So I believe in the reincarnation episode that we did. I played a video from YouTube that kind of tells you that when you die and you go and you see the light and you go up, what's waiting for you is basically an entity that tells you that it's you. You're the one behind it all. You know what I mean? You live in multiple times and in multiple bodies and your energy's transferred through everything basically, which is kind of what you're saying, the law of one, Taoism or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But this guy right here, when I get back to the laptop, I'm gonna pull that video up too. But this is 2 minutes. This dude's gonna tell you about the densities a little more than what she did, so you'll have a little bit of a better understanding.
Okay.
If you're into reincarnation, this is the book that I highly suggest everyone reads. This book gets pretty deep because the teachings were from the ancient deity Ra himself. The information in this book was gathered by 3 channelers. They were able to channel Ra, whose teachings came from the 6th density, and I'm explaining more about that in a second. Ra spoke through the trance body of Carla Rueckert. The channeler Don Elkins questioned Ra, while Jim McCarthy wrote everything down.
What we were saying.
This is what Ra had to say. Ra explained how the pyramids
were
were built as healing centers.
They said they had to do it in threes like that, or it wouldn't work.
And that within each universe is a level of consciousness. There are 7 densities of consciousness that we all must reach throughout time. Density to him is defined as an entanglement of light within a certain vibrational range. The lower the density, the slower the vibration rate. The higher the density, the faster the vibration and ability to express consciousness. In this video, I'm only going to cover the first 3 densities. The first density is beginningness or awareness. This is all organic matter, earth, water, fire, air. The second density is associated with 5,
and I have the explanation
all
for
biological
5
life
and
and organic matter with
8.
autonomous movement. Organisms and plants that interact with the environment. And now we have our third density, which is self-awareness. This is where us as a humanity are currently at right now. Ra describes this as the shortest and most intense density, because this is the veil of forgetting, where we forget our past lives. Our souls are only here for a 3D human experience. Your 3D form has no idea that you're even on a journey. Here's where we make choices between positive and negative polarities. Negative means service to self. Choosing the service to self route makes it harder for consciousness to evolve because it completely skips over the 4th density. The 4th density is represented by the heart chakra because it is the density of love and wisdom. Yahshua was a 4th density being who chose the positive polarity route. If your soul chooses positive polarity, it's choosing service to others. 4th density beings are light beings. They vibrate at a higher frequency. This is where our light bodies are formed. Your astral body is your light body. This is why people who mastered the art of astral projection can communicate with extraterrestrial beings. They are vibrating on the same frequency. A 4th density being would appear godlike due to their ability to express consciousness. They would be able to communicate telepathically, levitate, and perform miracles such as healing. Yahshua took the service to others route in order to ascend to the 5th density.
In order to ascend to the 5th density. Now he stopped there because he tried to promote you to go to his YouTube page and
Yeah. Sell you some
look.
ashwagandha or some shit.
He just wanted you to
It's like,
go.
nigga, I don't need you to sell me no pills.
Or some shellagent.
Yeah, he wanted you to go there just to see
Sub to
his
his
video
page.
that he got in depth on all of them. So he didn't want to give you the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. But I have something on the laptop that'll give you the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. But I just want to talk a little bit about the what he said there, the negative and the positive, which kind of determines what your universe or your life and shit, your experience after death is gonna be like. Uh, it was like crazy fucking percentages. So if you go the path of positive, where you are more for others, it only takes about 50% of your karma in life to get that way, to have a positive outlook on life. Whereas the negative is like, I think it was like anywhere from 3 to 5%. Like all you have,
What you trying to say?
you do more. You have to do less, basically, positivity in your life to get that energy out there than you do negative.
Yeah, basically positive energy is stronger than negative. You would have to do a lot more negative energy to disperse the negative energy. Is what you're trying to say?
You said more positive energy to disperse the negative energy?
No. What Jason's trying to say is positive energy is more stronger, so you could all you need to do is a little bit to obtain a positive state of consciousness. A negative state of consciousness, you need more negative energy to become completely negative.
Right. Which is why they say most aliens won't even enter our.
Oh, fuck aliens, man.
But this is what it's all about,
I
because
don't
it
think.
started with that,
Well,
with alien.
going back, I kind of disagree with that because I think negative energy spreads a lot faster and there's way more of it in the world.
But that's why there's way more of it, because
Because
you
there's no
need more of
aliens?
it. No, not because of the aliens. What I was trying to explain about the aliens is that that's why some races, I believe one of the examples was the Draconians or some stupid obscure species like that, why they couldn't really enter our dimension or density, whatever the fuck you want to say, is because they're more negative beings. They're negative based beings, and there's not enough here for them to
flourish.
Okay, I see. Yeah, no, I heard that before. It's like the demons can't possess the realm that we're in because there's not enough negative energy. So they need more and more negativity in the world so they can actually manifest themselves.
Right, but it doesn't really balance out because one act of kindness kind of it like overpowers like 50,
No, okay, I
or
feel you.
you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
For as much
50.
terrible shit as there is in the world every single day, you still see human beings do good things for each other.
Right. And that overpowers all the negative, no
Yeah,
matter how much
crazy.
negative it is.
If you think about it, everything that's ever been done bad, mostly everything that's been done bad, that person that's doing the bad doing in their mind thinks that's gonna bring them happiness, something positive. So a piece of shit person is a piece of shit person because he thinks that's how he protects himself to make himself happier or make himself feel better. So at every end of
Yeah, but
everything that's done
that's
bad,
also has to do with your perception on things.
yeah, your perception, but what makes their perception a lot better than ours?
It's
What
not
makes their
that. No,
perception
no,
more
no. What I
true?
mean by that is that so you see in comic books or superhero movies,
Yeah.
most of the time when real people watch those things or read those things, they kind of tend to side with the bad guy, depending on what the bad guy really is
I
doing.
always side with the bad guy. I love the I love the bad guy for a simple fact. He's not
Wait,
what I am.
Jay, you said most people side with the bad guy?
They see his points. You know what I mean?
I think
Nah.
most adults do.
Nah, I
It depends
say,
on who it is, of course, and what the circumstances
I would
are.
say most people root for the hero in the story or the underdog in the story.
Yeah, nobody wanted Goku to
No.
get killed.
I don't mean that they're gonna pick the side in the story. You know what I mean? But they sympathize with the outlook on why it's happening. Like Harvey Dent in the fucking Batman movie that was it Heath Ledger was in with the Joker, right? He became the villain because of his outlook. There are people that can sympathize with why he became a villain, and there are other
but
accounts out.
More behind that. There was way more behind that. Not just his
right. It's way more to it than that.
Bruce Wayne.
There is.
Fuck shit happened for making deals with the Bruce Wayne. And then when he found out some of the dealings that happened with his father and his mother, and then after the accident, found out that the Wayne Industries tied to the same things that.
All right, I'll use a real life example. Right, the guy in Alaska that went on a killing spree and killed mad child molesters and pedophiles in Alaska, and then he got sentenced to, I think, either the death penalty or life in jail. Right? He's the villain in that story.
He's a vigilante. Yeah, he's a villain.
He's the villain in that story.
But he's beautiful.
How many of us side with what he did?
He's a beautiful man.
Yeah.
Not saying that we condone murder, but
you're talking about vigilantes and anti-heroes. Like, when it's clear good versus bad, most people will pick the side of good, especially when it's presented in a story or a movie.
Right.
But who's to say who's good and who's not? Because when you're in a country that thinks they're waging war because of what they believe in and what their beliefs are, what they stand for is not what the other people stand for, and they're fighting for the exact same thing, but on the opposite side.
Yeah, you gotta get a little more specific.
My point is, each side thinks that they're right.
I know what Jay's
you know what I
trying
mean?
to say too, but it's like, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter.
Right, pretty much.
Who you talking to?
Pretty much. Perception is key.
To me, all war is primitive. Like, it's all just all primitive, my nigga. Like,
right.
You can't, because you're literally killing babies and wives because of an opinion. But if someone out here gets mad because some nigga smacks my wife's ass and I snap his neck, I'm gonna get the death penalty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all primitive. Like, that's the whole subject. Like, war is primitive, bro. That shit is primitive.
Considered right is not because it's right. It's because more people agree with it versus the wrong. So that's like, most people would gear themselves and gather up, be like, oh, this got to be correct because there's more followers to that.
What?
But it takes a different kind of individual to look past all that because
they're egotistical,
or you're aware of what's happening, and they probably are around for a good cause, not just because you got somebody essentially brainwashing them for.
It's never a good cause because it's self-centered. It's selfish because war is primitive, bro. It's just primitive because you gather in a whole set of people and try to say, hey, listen, we gotta go kill those people because they say our religion is bullshit. How about you just shut the fuck up and live in your religion by yourself?
Well, it's part of cause and effect. All right, whatever their cause is.
But, hey, Macho. Sorry, man. Go ahead, man.
No, that was it. It's part of the cause and effect.
Everybody
makes their cause and they'll fight for it. They'll talk for it, be political, whatever. But then the effect after, it's either a peaceful or a violent outcome. That's the effect.
And the problem with that is we always used to be like, why can't people coexist and live together?
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Our part of the world and a different part of the world got two completely different outlooks on life.
Yeah.
And when these cultures interact with each other, at first they're like, all right, we might be able to make this thing work. But then you see how other people live. You're like, nah, we can't. That type of shit shouldn't exist. So when you see how other people, and this is why people go to war. This is why the world is never going to have a bunch of peaceful people in it because we got too much weird shit going on.
Yeah. Now I feel you, but there's just certain things that, to me, at a base level, to me, it seems primitive to me.
I mean, that's what they're trying to say too. That because of all of that is why we can't connect with each other on a deeper level and become what they are. They're basically a hive mind.
Yeah.
There was another episode we did. I don't remember which episode it was, but we touched on that the monkey potato experiment.
Hell no, I don't remember that.
I think I do.
It was where they showed the monkeys how to take the skin either off of a potato or some type of fruit in one region of the earth, and showed a certain amount of monkeys how to do it. And then they started teaching each other, and all the way across the other side of the world, those monkeys started doing it also.
Okay, I remember that now.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that too.
So it's basically like that. If we can stop waging war, apparently, and kind of connect in a symbiotic way, then all of that'll happen. We'll become a fucking hive mind.
Yeah. Well, when they say aliens, I don't really think they mean aliens. They might mean a human being that has, progressively enhanced themselves into something better. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, they're alien because they're alien to us. They're away from this planet. But essentially, I feel like they are what we are now. What they used to be is what we are now, and they're trying to teach us the best way so that we can astral travel into dimensions and densities and so forth and so forth, which I can understand that completely. But my thing is, how did she die?
So they, what was it? I gotta go back to the fucking page because I X'd out of it because we were done with it. Mother bitch. Those questions after. Where the fuck is it?
Mother bitch fuck? Because why they chose her? Was she some sort of
She was just the only female that started channeling with them.
Okay.
Because she was connected. I think she was with Jim McCarthy. Yeah, she was with Jim McCarthy at the time. They were together romantically.
No, I understood it when you said it the first time.
All right, where was I? Where she stopped, right? Carla Rueckert, beloved co-founder, Phyllis Channel, Ella Research, made her journey home April 17th, 2015. But why did she stop? She stopped.
Right. I want to know what did she die of?
I don't know. It doesn't say that here. But it says she began channeling and continued increasingly into the effort until she stopped in 2017 by spinal fusion surgery.
Well, they fucked up her nervous system. Without her nervous system, she ain't connected to shit.
And there's not really, like, profile-wise, much about her. She doesn't even have a wiki page, and that's weird. Because everybody has a wiki page.
Maybe she dematerialized and just went into the fucking 17 density. I believe in a lot of that shit, but sometimes there's a lot of fake motherfuckers out there that's just trying to get clout. Or they just love the sense of community, the sense of, having someone to sit back on and relate with.
You think you could be channeling at one point or another in your life?
First of all, me, I would never let anything channel through me. That's more of a homosexual, flamboyant thing, I think.
What if he says, yo, Mach,
Ain't
Let me
nobody
channel
coming
through
up
you
with
so
this channel.
I could be your eternal dick twin.
No, just send me a picture. I'm okay with that.
Nah, there's no picture because at that moment when he's channeling through you, your dick is his dick.
We will never, ever let anything channel through this channel. This vessel, nah, I'm good.
Well, apparently to this girl, she has the signs of the signs that you're channeling without you even knowing it.
Master channeler.
Here are 5 signs to know whether you are channeling or just making things up. My name is Miroslava, the metaphysical chick, and I channel higher dimensional beings. So number 1, pay attention to the energetic shifts within your body. Number 2, pay attention to the physical changes within your body. Number
Wasn't
3,
that number 1?
notice the way in which thoughts come to you. How do they show up? Is it randomly? Are you thinking? Number 4, pay attention to your surroundings. What is going on around you? Flashes of light? Shadows? Number 5, this doesn't happen to everyone, but you can lose control of your body. The energy or the consciousness that you are channeling can come in and take control and speak, utilizing your voice in your body. Here are 5 signs.
It's interesting. I
think that's called schizophrenia, the last one.
I like watching. I ain't gonna lie. I like watching videos like that. I get into those rabbit holes and shit. But a lot of that shit is wordplay. Like that shit dead trying your intellect. Like they trying you, like to see if you're stupid. Like everything she just said is what a human being does every fucking day. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you do that every day. You watch your surroundings. You have ideas. There's certain ideas that just come out of nowhere. That happens all the time. And if that doesn't happen to you, you on the specky. You know what I mean? It could be true. I just don't. Some of these people you putting up here, I just feel like they real slick with it, with the way they say things.
And they know because it's real, they can clout chase and make it seem like, well, look what happened to me too.
Yeah.
I could get views and I could get likes on the internet for pretending I got possessed.
Right. Because I've had people tell me stories of seeing someone get possessed. I had one friend said that he saw a friend of his get possessed out of nowhere. They were just chilling, and all of a sudden this fucking kid was possessed, foaming, eye was white. He was fucking crawling on the wall. I was like, maybe he was having a seizure. He said, no, he was possessed.
That sounds like a friend testing bath salts or some shit like that.
Yeah, but this was before bath salt was a thing. The bath salt was actually used for your body, not the fucking sniffing and shit. But I've never seen it personally. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what getting the Holy Ghost is. Maybe they're channeling God.
Nah, they're channeling demons acting like that.
Well, 90% of that shit is fake. When you go to the church, 90% of that is just people fucking going with the flow and then just bullshitting it.
Now, do y'all want to know what the rest of the densities are? Because I have them here. I have the 5th, 6th, 7th.
Yeah, I want to know.
Can you repeat what the 5th density is and go from there?
Hey,
where the fuck? Where's the 8th one? The 8th one is not here.
That's God mode right there. Yo, you know what's funny?
Ultra instinct.
Off topic. The 8th density reminds me of the 8th gate. If you watch Naruto, when Guy Lee taught, when Guy Sensei taught Rock Lee how to reach the 8th gate, it sounds oddly specific to that because there's another level of consciousness in the mind that you need to pretty much be in before you can enter the next state.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, because that's ninjutsu, that's ninja. Ninjas, they base all this shit from Taoism and
Taijutsu.
Huh?
That's what they call it in the.
Yeah, but it's the same shit. Ninjutsu, they just don't. I guess they don't want to rip off everything, but they do use chakras, and chakras have to do with all that.
That's all chakra based. Yep.
Yeah, those are entering the different elements of consciousness.
So wait, you know what's crazy? If we're at number 3, where do we begin when we try to ascend? Like, do we start? Do we have to put our mind to
no, we apparently our energy starts at 1, the 1st density, and we've evolved up to the 3rd density.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Also,
but go ahead.
Who have only made it to third.
So the third density. Let me start back at the third density.
We can
This goes a little
make
bit
it
more
all the
in
way.
depth.
We can make it all the way to 8.
We could.
Yeah, but there's like very few people in this world that's actually or even got there.
It's not. You won't be of this world.
Oh, so then
you have to leave your physical state.
Oh, so the only way to hit God mode is not within this physical form. It's outside of.
You're not Goku, motherfucker.
You probably could do it.
I didn't say
you could do it, but you won't be able to experience it here. You would experience it. It would be like it would be like an astral traveling type of thing. But you'll come back and you'll be
as one.
Going to the heavens, partying, but coming back with like, oh shit, there is more to this.
Yeah.
You'll experience oneness.
Yeah, I've experienced that.
But define oneness though. That's the layer I'm trying to peel back.
When you try to when you understand everything is connected.
With the past beings, are we connecting with current beings? Are we connecting with
everything, bro?
We're connected with everything. If you ever took some sort of psychedelic and you walking down the street and you see the buildings breathing, you start to understand there's something to that. It's not that the building's actually breathing.
Yeah,
you start to understand, but like, all right, this
enough to do that. Like I've tried. I ain't gonna
we ain't gonna do that to you.
Oh, nah. But you know,
LSD would get
if
you.
It is. There's a problem.
Micromanage LSD. You probably could see things like that.
Marines, man, I'm not fucking with that.
If you micromanage it, ain't nothing happening.
You can do the same thing with mushrooms too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm still trying to what they call know what it's like to open your third eye, because I tried some shit like that, and then like I'm just there like, so what am I waiting for? Like I just feel higher. I feel high. I feel like
calling it the third eye is like the commercial shit.
You honestly probably didn't do enough.
It's really your first eye, because it's the first retina to be it's the first retina to be developed when you're being born. When you're being
how you fucking mix retina and rectal? How'd you do that?
I said retina. I said it wrong. Sorry.
You're still saying it wrong. There is no retina. It's retina.
And recno.
Recno?
Yeah, like you said.
How would you say it? How would you say
I mean rectal. You got me fucking up.
How would you say the eye part?
Retina.
Yeah.
Retina. I don't know. I don't know why there was a C in there for me, but whatever. The retina.
Rectal is your asshole.
I know that. I know that.
Asshole.
when you're being fucking made in your mom's fucking stomach, the first thing that's made is your pineal gland, which is your first eye. Then everything else, and then your eyes. So it's not the third eye; it's the first eye. It's just some commercial shit. The fuck is this? It's like a crack rock.
Speaking of commercial shit, why don't you hear a word from our sponsors, people?
Hello.
Oh shit! I pressed the wrong button. It's been happening a lot tonight. You know, funny thing about having entry while this commercial's playing about the Excaliburs, I don't think Heaven's can make the Excalibur anymore. I believe now they have ventured into hot sauce. So find them on Instagram at I believe it's the hot sauce drop now, and see what kind of heat they.
Got me addicted, ain't no coke. Let's just have a toast. Anybody want some smoke? Cause it's up. I be dizzy thug. Catch me sipping with my double cup. Can't just have one, you gotta double up. You pour it, gotta watch it bubble up. I ain't gon' lie, I cannot get enough. When Callie said I need another one, gon' have you coming back for more. But go get it while it's hot, before it be sold out in your stores. dizzle.
That Dizzle. That Dizzle. Go order you a bottle because this stuff is fucking amazing. And if you listen to Barack Obama on Instagram, his crew would tell you there's an aphrodisiac for both sexes. You drink enough of this, you getting a different person there. So you go ahead and you order you some.
Is it? It says retina.
What?
The way that you says it's pronounced retina.
Retina, yeah.
Is it really? Because it's spelled R-E-T-I-N-A, retina.
Retina.
Retina. So you was saying it wrong then.
How, nigga? Retina. I've been saying it the same way the whole time.
Retina.
Retina.
It's spelled R-E-T-I-N-A, though. Retina. It's weird.
All right.
It's pissing me off.
Why don't y'all out there comment and let us know if we which one's saying it correctly? Retina.
Retina.
R-E-T-I-N-A.
He's trolling you.
Retina.
Retina.
All right, whatever. Let's move on now.
The third density of soul evolution. The third density of soul evolution is made up of the majority of the current human race, and third density entities are self-aware and have the mind-body-spirit complex, which almost sounds like the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit.
Ooh.
In this density, humans are tasked with making choices in order to polarize positivity or negativity. To speed up polarization, third density begins to go through a veil of forgetfulness. The veil causes third density. What? Oh, the veil causes third density beings to forget that they are indeed the one infinite creator. The key to remembering that they are the one infinite creator is to make choices based on unconditional love instead of fear, at least 51% of the time. This allows third density humans to break through the veil of forgetfulness and gratitude into the fourth density. The fourth density of soul evolution is made up of souls who have polarized either positivity or negativity. To polarize negativity, souls need to make choices that only benefit themselves 95% of the time. This is much harder than polarizing positivity. In the fourth density, souls are further refining their understanding of unconditional love. It is no longer a choice based on blind faith, as in the third density. Souls use this understanding to recruit others through influence rather than force, to join their polarity. The fourth density is also where social memory complexes begin to form. So that's what we were talking about with the monkeys, social density complexes.
Thank you.
They basically once a certain amount of their species was able to learn a set task, the whole race as a whole, and you see it with humans too, because you'll see I swear the babies now from back compared to the babies back then when we were growing up and even further on, they're way more advanced.
You know what's funny? You say that, right? I believed it a little bit when I first had my first kid, because when the baby comes out the vagina, she got her eyes open, and she's with her head, and she already got structure in her head. But you know what's funny? I remember as a kid, my mother saying, "Oh, you kids are mad advanced," because when I was born, my mother said that it took me 2-3 weeks to open my eyes. You guys open your eyes in a week. And I'm just like, oh, that's crazy because mines, they opened their eyes the first day once they came out. They were already like looking around. They had their head up. There's evolution, but then
I think every generation is a little more advanced than the previous one, but like I don't think it's a genetic thing. I think it's just a social thing now.
yeah, because if you look at an athlete now compared to an athlete in the '60s,
I don't know.
physically, are they stronger, or is it because they're stronger because they have more intel?
I don't know because you got people like the world record runners and the fastest times and shit. Some of those records are really old and they just started to get broken. So they had them for years and years. Or the records are getting broke today. They're not going to get broken for another 50 years or 60 years. So
But
for the athletes,
that's also due to new rules and regulations always being inputted and outputted and inputted and outputted.
yeah, that's true.
Because most points in the game, these
Oh,
people
no,
had.
don't even get me started on that shit.
Yeah, I'm talking about basketball real quick.
Yeah, I know. You talking about Will Chamberlain and yeah.
All right, so real quick, just and then we'll get back to what we was originally talking about with Jason. Because they didn't. What's his name? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had the most points, right?
Like all time, yeah.
Yeah, 70% of his points was all 2-pointers. They didn't even have a 3-point line. So his achievement is a lot more stronger than LeBron's.
No, it's not. No, you're not even gonna start with that Bron hate.
That's not hate.
Wait, hold on.
That's called mathematics.
You understand he still played in the era where there was a 3-point line though. So it's not LeBron's fault that Kareem couldn't shoot threes.
For like 10 years? For like 15 years?
Yeah, but he still like the 3-point line existed. So it's nobody's fault that you don't have the skill set to do other things on the floor.
It was a different time too. But we get into that topic another time.
Yeah, but but going to the evolutionary thing or the changes, like they say that the kids are more developed today, but I think that's because they're socialized to be more developed.
But that's the point of it, because with the monkeys, it was a social experiment, and socially, the idea of washing whatever fruit that was or shaving the potato down, whichever one it was, I can't remember. Everybody did it in that one group, and after a certain set amount of monkeys learned it, they learned it again by themselves through network or whatever the fuck it was on the other side of the world. With humans, it works the same way, and we retain that.
Yeah. I said this one time. I said everything is information. Everything. The only thing someone can ever share with you is information. When someone says hi, that's information. When you respond, it's information. The information from you understanding it to say it to the person to formulate words into sentences, all information. So that's just another source. Like you said, it's a social experiment. It's just also with how much information is available. And there's like you said, every generation is more and new information, updated shit.
But
so basically, our kids just had an update. So it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
But like when you said the thing about the kids being born and them like developing at a different age or a different rate or opening the eyes, I think
that's information too. That's all information. It's in the blood.
Right. I was gonna say, I think it's the way you process information is faster.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because it's not a knock to people born 100 years ago. They didn't need to know as much. The world was a different place.
Yes. It's just more now.
Like
you
the
need
world,
more,
the world is flat. The world is flat now when you really think about like economics and information, because everybody's on the same playing scale to a degree. Like the internet is everywhere.
If we learned on the same level, the same living plane as they did in the future, it would take us way longer to catch up to our own society right now than it did back then.
Wait.
Yeah, because
if we started off learning how they were, you know what I mean? If let's just say we didn't retain any of that information and we all started off dumb as a fucking rock. You know what I mean? Like back all the way in what? Fucking 1 BC or whatever the fuck it was?
The Neanderthals, they were civilized already back
then.
Whoa.
I wouldn't
Chill
say them
out.
people
Some
was
people
dumb.
are still dumb as a rock now.
Yeah, people always gonna be dumb, but like if you go back 1,000 years, what you needed to do to survive was a completely different skill set. So you didn't need to know the same thing. So but you're not dumber for it, or you're not smarter for it.
Yeah.
And a lot of that shit you still know how to do, or you know how to do it, but it's not that important for you to do it.
I don't know how else to rephrase it. And that's a bad way of putting it. Yes, I get it, but my point was that if we learned at the same rate that we did back then, right now in this day and age, we would get left in the dust. So we have to retain most of that shit in order to keep up with everything.
I can't even say you get left in the dust because it's like, yo, how many people in real life know how to start a fire? That shit doesn't really matter today because we got lighters and shit, right? Or you got a match. But 100 years,
but you know how to flick a light switch.
But do you know how to gut a fish? Do you know how to make a fishing rod out of nothing and gut the fish? A lot of people don't know how to do that.
No, you're right.
Yeah, so we had to leave some things that were no longer essential.
And just like in the update.
But it's understandable.
That's essential though. You're gonna need to eat food every single day of your life, so you better know how to live off the land.
Well, I understand you because it's no longer essential in the lifestyle that we live due to the circumstances we live in.
Right.
Because it's more advanced, understandable. But I understand what he's saying because you coming into a more advanced world, the child is going to have more advanced things up front. Now you have kids on tablets at 4 years old. 10 years ago, they were 8 years old on tablets. Before that, there was no tablets. You understand? So now you're going to have kids in pre-K on tablets already. Then it's going to be, they're going to come out the womb and they're going to already be like, fit. In another 50, 60 years.
Yeah, you get a cell phone cell phone deal as soon as you get born.
Yeah, type shit.
Get a baby a cell phone plan as soon as they get out of here.
This is be like, yo, your bill's ready, bro.
Right, you might. I mean, that's what's going on.
It's no more baby monitor. They got the fucking phone right there, so they can communicate.
T-Mobile,
with you.
AT&T, they're gonna stamp the baby. It's like here goes your cell phone.
Well, it's gonna get deeper than that apparently when we get to
we know they're gonna microchip them and all of that other shit.
But I understand what Jason was saying. He was just trying to say that if we try to understand the people from that's advanced, it will take us forever because we're trying to put it all in one, all that concentrated information. That's not how it works in this, I guess, in reality. It all has to gradually get there.
Ooh, food is here.
Yeah, you have to gradually get to that intelligence.
And it would be like if you had to go back 500 years ago and survive, it would take a lot of time for you to adjust.
Yeah, but we will seem like an alien. Like if I went right now, this is just the most normal dad shit. I gotta fit it. I just take only my cell phone, my headphones, and what I'm wearing, and I go back 500 years. I'm automatically an alien.
If you go back 100 years, you'd still be an alien.
The cell phone is useless because you ain't even gonna be able to charge it. So you might as well throw that shit away.
Well, you can find a way to charge it if you're smart enough.
You're gonna have to invent the technology of the time.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. But if I go back with a fully charged iPhone, yes, it's gonna die in a day.
But you're not gonna have no service or internet.
Yeah, but I can still take pictures. If I grab my phone, right, and it doesn't have no service, and I go up to a random nigga from 500 years ago and I say, yo, I could take a picture and a video. He's gonna be like, what's a picture? What's a video? I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna be like, look, I could write on my phone and turn it off. They'll be like, oh, where did it go? It's off. I turn it back on, it's on again. Oh shit. Oh, can I use it? Oh, you can't use it. It has facial recognition. What's that? I'm an alien right now to them.
What's this, sir?
They're gonna say I'm witchcraft.
Came with two sides.
I don't know. To be honest, I don't think if you went back in time, people would think that would be that crazy. Because I feel like human beings always had ideas of what the future would have looked like or what it would have felt like. So
a smart person would know that I'm from the future or I'm some sort of alien being. to them.
Yeah, they would. No, they definitely would look at you like you, because you are really an alien. You are different, but they wouldn't be so amazed to be like, "Oh my God, what is this? This is crazy." They would. It would be crazy, but I think we overestimate or we overstate how crazy it would be.
Yeah.
Word, because you got motherfuckers like Einstein or like people there was a couple of like philosophers out there that came up with some wild theories. So if you can have some of these extraterrestrials have a conversation with them, even they would be like, yo, that guy is just not normal because of the way they project their imaginations in a way where they created something out of it, whether through theory or through creativity.
Yeah, you know, you have to see people like Plato, Socrates, Marcus Aurelius, Homer. Like these people talked about people talking about they talked about entertainment through some sort of transparent flat screen. They talked about this hundreds of years ago. But come to say they didn't have light either. 500 years ago, it's 500 years ago. That's a long time ago. It's so much different 500. But 100 years, no, it's not that different.
It just depends on the time where we would have such visitors to have discussions with said level of intellect of humankind.
Yeah.
It's still wild because, you know, we've evolved from literally damn near monkeys. So it's quite impressive what we've become, but where we're going is another story.
No, we didn't evolve from goddamn monkeys.
We share
But from the
common traits with them. That's all it is.
caveman status.
Not even the caveman. Caveman was a whole different species as well. It's relatable species. That I will say, yeah. But what I want to ask Jay is this: you think Jay? You finish basking in your basket of chicken?
Nah, I got more than that. I got like a little
in his chair bucket.
You got some mac and cheese? Oh shit!
Oh shit! What is that?
I didn't know I was getting all of this. But what was you saying? I'm sorry.
You was blessed. No, what I was gonna say is, you think that what Carla, what's her name? Carla, right?
Mm-hmm.
Carla and what the other two guys, the Trinity of channelers,
mm-hmm.
what they were doing is maybe a way that we might all be able to reach that sort of consciousness that comes from Ra the God, or the best way of living. You think that's the key, or that's the gateway to it? Maybe that's what they found, or
that's what he was saying, that he was trying to teach the human race that this is the way to ascend and to really remember that you are everything. You need that oneness. So here it says in the fifth density, souls continue to work on gaining wisdom about their polarity, either positive or negative. They learn how the best to use their level of consciousness awareness to serve unique expressions of the one infinite creator. The wisdom associated with fifth density is beyond our understanding in the third density. It is not the same as what we describe as wisdom. Rob mentions that it is also easier to move from fourth density to fifth density than it is to move from third density to fourth density. The sixth density of soul evolution, as we move higher up in densities, Ra explains that it becomes harder and harder to adequately describe.
Becomes harder to fathom. Yeah.
Right. Harder to describe given our limited consciousness and language. As best as they can, Ra explains that the sixth density is where all differences are reconciled and polarization disappears. Souls in this density exist as part of the social memory complex. Ra, for example, is a fifth density social memory complex comprised of 6.5 million souls, bro.
He sound like the devil.
6.5 million souls.
So he's a compilation of souls. So he's not one entity. He's a fabric of entities intertwined to be one entity. That's what you're trying to say?
No, they're conscious. They're all one consciousness. They evolved into one consciousness.
Okay, like an interconnection. Basically,
yeah, something like that.
All right.
Like I
So
said, a hive
basically,
mind. It's like a hive mind.
Yeah, a hive mind. Like the human race, we all get to this anointment, so we all become one. We go all consciously come into one state of mind type shit, and we go all think of the same thing and make things happen, like all in the conjunction.
I guess
type
that's
shit.
why it makes it harder to explain that level of evolution, because it's far beyond a simple kind of explanation. You have to cross that threshold to know what it feels like, rather than being able to just explain it.
I can explain it. I can explain it to you right now. You ever seen a bike? You seen a wheel on the bike? The wheel on the bike have spokes, right?
Yeah, it goes round and round. I got you.
Right. You have a wheel, then you have the spokes, right? All the people are the spokes, but all together they make the wheel. So the bike can't go nowhere if there's two spokes missing, because then the integrity of the wheel will collapse within itself, and then the bike, you can't ride it. So the each spoke will be individual, but all together, when it comes together, it makes the wheel, and it creates the transportation of the bike. You know what I'm saying? It makes that one thing.
I can understand that simple breakdown, but I'm talking about when it comes to the complex side of it, knowing what it feels like to cross that threshold of enlightenment. That's probably what will make it more harder to put into our simple breakdown, because it may not be as that simple. Crossing that threshold might sound easy, but actually crossing it, there's a level to it where you can live. It's almost like pain, right? You can taste it in a way. You know what it feels like. You know what it probably sometimes sounds like when you break something. You just know what it is, because you're living through the crossing of that threshold, not just speaking about it like a description.
Yeah, I understand, because it's probably too dense for our fucking fragile little minds to understand, or it probably isn't that hard. It's just not really a spoken thing. It's something that you would just have to experience.
Well, at the end of this, it says the 7th and 8th densities of soul evolution. Souls continue to evolve, expand their consciousness, and grow. They move closer and closer to their journey back to the one infinite creator. And as you may recall, the 8th density is the first density in the next octave of densities a soul goes through to continue its evolution. Souls that have reached these densities often do not reincarnate to lower densities any longer. Souls reincarnating into lower densities are often referred to as wanderers. They play an important role in the soul's evolutionary process. So apparently, when you die, right, really what Ra was trying to get you to do was stop
to evolve.
Not just evolve, but stop reincarnating into the human soul.
Okay, I got it. I'm following, Pa. I'm following. Keep going.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. Because he said, now a lot of people theorize that those densities can also represent other planets. You know what I mean? Because I believe Ra said those beings were from Venus.
So when Venus aligns in a certain way, the wavelengths are kind of stronger in how they tap in, if you will.
I don't fucking know. I don't channel.
Or,
well,
I came up with a theory, right? Because the Earth is the youngest planet out of all of them, right? So you would say the other planets are older. Maybe some of them went through civilizations. The civilizations say they dematerialized and went into the next octave, right? Maybe, right?
Right.
Maybe Ra is not a good entity. Maybe he's a bad entity trying to fast forward the Earth's growth rate, right? Someone else found out and stopped Ra from doing that. For the simple fact, right?
Now that you mentioned that, that's a really good question. What entity is Ra? And I mean, I'm not in any kind of form specifically. I mean metaphorically. Like, what's your purpose in that form that you can talk to us when we reach that threshold? Are you trying to enlighten us about something that the rest of us can't normally see? And when we get there, you're here to warn us, or I don't know, give us some kind of foresight, or is
If you leave your iPhone charging for 5 days, what initially what starts to happen to the battery inside the iPhone?
Can't compare a battery charging to an eighth level of consciousness.
Yeah, yes you can. Yes you can. Listen.
Well, but what I'm saying is, like, in which way does this entity is trying to lean you in? Is it a message that it's trying to deliver, or is it delivering messages or foresight to you based off of your perception that you've arrived with?
But that kind of brings us to what me and Dre were gonna talk about in the beginning of the episode. Are these entities similar to what a demonic possession is?
Yeah, that's what I kind of think this entity is trying to be kind of productive to our civilization. That's what I think.
It would make sense because it's so much harder to get to it rather than falling into temptation or sin, like how a demonic entity would lure us to. So going the other way would always make sense because it's always harder to do the right thing than to do the wrong thing, right?
And I think all of these entities that try to possess people are demonic, no matter how they try to slice it. They're
Yes.
all demonic possession.
Because they want you to lean into what they believe, just like a religion or some kind of protest movement. Like, it's all stemming from a group of people gathering or a group of understanding from beings wanting one thing versus what is already out there.
I don't feel like it has real fluidity. Like something that is supposed to be pure good and advanced consciousness, or let's say a pure entity, I don't think it will force itself through people that way. Don't you think something that is good, peaceful, and great and luminous?
You know what the thing is for me though?
Would happen more gradually and more like subtle. It won't happen on some like I'm gonna force this information through some stupid bitch's mouth.
They never claim to be 100% good.
I didn't know that information until you just said
I never thought they claimed to be
But
anything.
nothing's 100% good. There has to be a balance, or the imbalance is gonna cause chaos. That's why there's a yin and yang to everything. There has to be a little bit of non-good for the bad to be overwritten in a way that there's a concept for it. Because you can't 100% do good without doing bad. You can't be 100% bad without doing a little good.
Yeah, you need to know what it is to.
Right. So you could what he was saying was that you could either be, well, from my interpretation at least, you can live your life more negatively or more positively, and that's how you're going to reach that next density depending on which one you choose.
Okay.
So either way, positive or negative, you can reach it. You can reach it positive or negative. It's just the outcome is based on what you become from that, despite negative or positive.
In Buddhism, it's called the middle way. You have to be evenly and perfectly balanced so that you can become anointed, that you can
It's
get
like
into
Star
the next
Wars.
dimension.
It's like Star Wars. You're either going to be on the light side or the dark side, but either way, you're going to learn how to use the Force.
True. I could take that. I'll take that parable right there. I'll take that.
Now, I didn't. I just made this correlation when I went. When I left to the next room,
to the garage.
Briefly, yes, sir. That there's a movie right now, and they're not paying us for this, which I wish they should. They could, but they're not. I've been beasting to see this movie, and it didn't dawn on me till we were doing this episode, and I went out to the garage that this movie is just like everything we were talking about tonight. It's channeling, it's demonic possession, but it looks like a great fucking story.
What is it?
It's called Late Night with the Devil.
That sounds good already.
So it's about a late night TV show that the ratings are dwindling, I believe. And he decides to get this girl that can channel the devil and have her do it live.
Oh shit!
And mad shit, I guess, happens and goes wrong or whatever the fuck.
Where you can see that?
It just dropped today on Shudder. So if you get their monthly subscription, you
Never
can
heard of
see it. What, Shudder or Late Night with the Devil?
No, Shudder. I never heard of it.
Shudder. It's mainly a horror based TV show. I mean TV channel.
Application. You muted your mic.
I know I muted my mic. I was talking to my daughter.
And there's definitely one thing I'm gonna say about this entire thing that I do believe in, though. I do believe there's something about the human species that can elevate to a different state of mind or consciousness. And I do believe that they're trying to deter us away from it, or basically, let's say, you try to make us squander our gift by, the foods, by the information. I really believe there is something, a different consciousness that we can achieve, and I feel like they're trying to keep us away from it.
I think there's people among us in this world that actually made it to at least the 5th level, because it's hard to speak on that, to create a diagram and to create a kind of guide of how to even transition from one to the next. Somebody had to have made it beyond, 4th and 5th.
I don't doubt that, because
all the religions are trying to teach you that. Jesus is trying to teach you to get anointed. The Buddha trying to make you get into different realities.
Yeah, but remember what they said. We might already be in the 4th density, and it doesn't take anything to go from the 4th density to the 5th density. So I don't think it's too out of this world to believe that either we're on the cusp of reaching the 5th density or we're already there.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's hard to determine, because what are we doing that's making it so effortless right now that we can already just be in that state, versus what do we got to do to even know when we're tapping into a new state?
Yeah, but
we're gonna know. We're gonna know. I think we are, because I think we are in a different density for the simple fact that
I think we'll know which polarity we shifted to, whether it be negative or positive. But I don't think we're gonna know once we reach that 5th and 6th density, unless we're not of the human form anymore.
I think.
So we can't reach the higher ones of better enlightenment without leaving our physical form, pretty much astral projection. We have to leave our body.
You can't be a 3-dimensional being in a 4-dimensional world.
You can't bring
a 3-dimensional being into a 4-dimensional world. Is that what you said?
Yes.
How is that possible?
The motherfucker in the backpack or something.
You need the 3-dimensional to create the 4th dimension. So the 3-dimension is within the 4th, and the 4th is within the 5th, and the 5th is within the 6th. So you would absolutely, it's essential to have a 3rd-dimensional being within a 4th-dimensional being.
Is that what they mean when they sometimes refer to breaking the 4th wall?
No,
that's
different.
It's kind of the same thing though. Like
it is.
On television.
There could be a slight connection to it. I'm just saying it just doesn't sound that far fetched, and that's why I brought it up, because sometimes these little things. I used to always hear that breaking it to 4th was through comics, but it still made sense on a sensible playing field.
Well,
because you got to think about it like on the TV show you're watching. That's not real life, but it's real life.
Oh, obviously,
and the characters are telling you some shit where they know an audience is watching, and you interpret it as like somebody's looking at the camera in the audience, even though this is supposed to be a fake reality on a TV show.
Yeah.
Which is crazy how many dimensions. Think about how many dimensions that is, because it's somebody's real life, but they performing in front of a studio audience, and you're watching it on a television box.
Yeah.
On some shit where they're 3,000 miles away from you, and you watching somebody on live TV.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
I meant it as far as you make 100% total sense. What I'm referring to is not because of how not like how the show or the creators, like how the TV show is fabricating it. I'm just talking about like in a way of, you know, sometimes the creator of something would write hidden messages. So using terms.
Yeah, we know what the
Something
fourth
more than
wall
what
is.
just
Breaking the
the
fourth wall
character
is.
is making it look like, you know, for the show. No, but I'm saying,
Yeah, no, we got your
the
drift.
hidden layer of the
We
message
caught
of
what you
it
throwing
all.
out.
The fourth wall is basically I'm on the show and I'll be like, oh, this is just a TV show, something like that. I'm gonna say, oh, my name is not Mike, it's Adams.
It's what basically what they describe. Breaking the fourth wall is exactly. It's not basically exactly what they described. The trailer that they gave for the new Deadpool Wolverine movie, where they're running through, and somebody's cell phone is ringing, and fucking Wolverine goes to the camera and says, "Shut your fucking phone off. You're in the fucking movies," or some stupid shit like that. That's breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah. Deadpool does it all the time too.
Yeah, Deadpool does it.
Yeah, he does it a lot.
Yeah, if you cringely sat through the first season of She-Hulk, she did it through the whole thing.
Yeah, I kind of like the show. That's right.
I like the character. I didn't like the show.
Marvel does that a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Well,
TV shows will do that to try to make it seem like what they're doing isn't as serious, like it's a joke.
right. I mean, if our world was like the Truman Show, then I guess you can say Ra is breaking the fourth wall.
Type shit.
But that's exactly what I meant. Like, is breaking the fourth wall only to one basic concept, or was there a layer behind that message?
There's always layers into something. This world is like
that's why I always ask questions.
That's what I was saying.
It's
Like,
never
when
what
you
it
said
seems.
that the third dimension cannot live in the fourth dimension, you need the third to make the fourth. It's woven within the fourth.
And that's why I asked what I asked, because I don't know how the whole thing works or how it's broken down. But that's why I thought, like, well, can't you break the fourth wall? Meaning, like, isn't there a way to get in there, or is it only through like spiritually or astral projection?
Probably mentally.
That's a good question, and
consciously, I would believe it's.
I mean, astral projection
there are
sounds
a lot of
very
people that study
possible
meditation
to be the fourth dimension. You know what I mean? And we're getting it mixed up again because we went from densities to fucking dimensions again.
Yeah.
But no matter how you feel about it, you can't deny that there is something going on there, whether it be a mental disorder, whether it be demonic possession, whether it be channeling. This world is experiencing something different and something profound that we really can't put a mark on. Whether it be spirits, demons, or extraterrestrials, something is happening.
Right. And I think the spiritual enlightenment is a way to find out more answers than what our eyes can just tell us from what we see.
Well, really, what our eyes and ears could tell us is exactly what Dre's coworker was just alluding to. We were all just getting to the point of saying, "Good night, folks." Thanks for tuning in for another episode of The Break Room. The gritty banter, the crazy tangents, and the best topics on the internet that you know and love. Stay tuned next week where we come up with another topic to talk about and make your lives a better place. Peace out. We love you.
Thank you for tuning